In Halifax, a woman was caught on camera pulling down English flags that had been proudly displayed. Now, she didn't come right out and say the flag was racist, but let's be honest, this is the attitude we keep seeing again and again from the kind of people who do this. The general consensus among them is clear. They believe that showing pride in England is something shameful, something hateful, something that must be erased. We'll go through exactly what was said, but first make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. When the man recording asked why she was doing it, she didn't give a reasoned response. Instead, she lashed out. She even tried to get physical with him, just for daring to question her, and that says everything. This isn't about dialogue, it isn't about listening, it's about shutting people down. It's about making ordinary people feel too scared or too guilty to show pride in their own flag. And think about it. In every other country, flying your national flag is celebrated. It's normal, it's a symbol of unity. But in England, thanks to this warped ideology, our flag is demonized. People are told it represents division or hate, when in reality it's simply the emblem of our nation, our history, and our culture. If this trend continues, if people can't even fly their own national flag without someone tearing it down, what does that say about where we are as a country? What does it say about freedom, about tradition, and about the right to be proud of who we are? This is bigger than Halifax. This is happening across the country. And unless people stand up against it, we'll end up in a place where even the most basic symbol of English pride is treated like a crime. Let's have a watch. At the
You normally just take flags down. You normally just take people's flags down.
I can't do it.
Why?
Oh, you're just littering, I'm just going to...
Why are you taking people? Do you live in Great Britain?
Can you start filming me?
Is that you?
Can you start filming me?
Yours? Don't assault me.
Okay.
Is that your flag? Yeah? You're going all over socials today, my love. Why are you ripping them down? Huh? Do you not like Britain? Why do you live here? Huh? Someone's bought them. All over Facebook you today, my love.
end of the day, this isn't just about one woman in Halifax pulling down a few flags. This is about a bigger pattern. It's about the culture that tells us English pride is something hateful, something to be hidden, and that's simply not true. The St. George's Cross is our flag. It represents our history, our victories, our struggles, and the people who built this nation. To tear it down isn't just removing cloth, it's attacking identity itself. And when ordinary people can't even hang a flag without being harassed, intimidated, or treated like criminals, then something has gone very wrong in this country. This is not happening by accident. It comes from an attitude that wants to shame people into silence, to make them afraid of being proud of who they are. But pride in your country, pride in your flag, and pride in your heritage is nothing to apologize for. So the question now is simple. Are we going to allow this? Are we going to let our traditions and symbols be stripped away one by one? Or are we going to stand firm, fly our flag higher, and show that being proud of England is something worth defending? In other news, a fraudster has been jailed after he scammed travellers at Heathrow Airport out of more than £1.3 million with Parking Con. Sunny Kaushal falsely advertised Airtime Parking Limited, a company of which he was the director, as offering safe and secure vehicle storage, which had security fences, CCTV, and 24-hour patrols. The company claimed to be capable of storing 1,000 cars safely in its roofed compound within 3 miles of the country's busiest airport, and offered services such as premium valet parking and a park and ride. The parking was described as being as safe as your house, with a strong perimeter fence, and fully insured and professional drivers. However, the reality saw customers' vehicles being parked in a variety of insecure places, including a field in Datchet, on the road in Hillingdon, an industrial estate, and some were even left in Heathrow's own parking. On September 9th, the 37-year-old was jailed for 32 months at Isleworth Crown Court. At a previous hearing on June 1st, 2023, he admitted 1 count of fraudulent trading and 2 counts of engaging in an unfair commercial practice. Kaushal was also ordered to pay more than £725,000. The court was told the case was due to an extensive investigation by Trading Standards officers from Hillingdon Council. Although Airtime Parking Limited claimed to be the leading parking provider at Heathrow, the court heard it in fact had no allocated sites at the airport itself and was not supported as a third-party meet and greet company. The court was also told some cars had been damaged while under the company's care and car keys had been lost. On the website Trustpilot, 93% of 116 reviews gave Airtime Parking Limited no more than a 1-star rating. The court heard that complaints also included extra drop-off and collection fees, aggressive staff, failure to provide the promised shuttle services to the airport, and a failure to respond to complaints or requests for reimbursement or refund. Following numerous complaints about the business being made to citizens' advice, the council was made aware of the issue in 2023. During the hearing, Judge H.H.J. Edmonds KC made a confiscation order against Kaushal and his company to the value of £708,606. However, the court was told the total value gained from the con is believed to be £1,357,171. Judge Edmonds said the scam was carried out over a period of more than 6 months, with multiple victims that simply must have measure in their thousands, many if not most of whom were unaware of the fraud. He added, "It has been the defense case that Mr. Kaushal is a person both wholly unqualified and wholly incompetent to be involved in the management of a company, as well as wholly ignorant of the obligations of a company director. I found that he was hiding behind a mask of ignorance and incompetence as an excuse for running more than one company in a way which disregarded all normal commercial and legal practices, in turn to mask his dishonesty." Councillor Eddie Lavery from Hillingdon Council said, "This prolific scammer exploited holidaymakers in their moment of trust, only to dump their cars and pocket their cash. Thanks to the relentless work of our Trading Standards officers and legal team, he has been brought to justice. This strong sentence sends a clear warning. Fraudulent businesses will not be tolerated in Hillingdon. Kaushal has been ordered to pay the amount owed in 3 months or risk 5 years in prison, and was disqualified from acting as a company director for 10 years. Sir Sadiq Khan has been slammed for his comments where he declared that leaders of the far right are attempting to hijack our flag, taking him back to his time growing up in the 1970s and 1980s. The London Mayor's comments come after up to 110,000 people marched the streets of central London for the Unite the Kingdom rally on Saturday. Sir Sadiq added that minorities were being intimidated and fear, hatred and division was being sown. Leader of the Conservatives in the London Assembly, Susan Hall, replied to his post on X saying, "You have always been of the view that those you don't agree with are far right. Well, we are not. There are many worried Londoners, and you're constantly referring to others as far right is divisive in itself. You should show proper leadership, but you are incapable of that." Sir Sadiq's statement outlined how many people, particularly from London's diverse communities, are feeling extremely worried following the events this weekend. "It takes me back to how I felt growing up in the 70s and 80s when far-right political parties marched on our streets," he added. "The leaders of the far right are once again attempting to hijack our flag, with minorities being intimidated and fear, hatred and division being sown. As Londoners and as proud Brits, we must unite to reject the far right, just as we have many times before." Advance UK leader Ben Habib also replied to Sir Sadiq saying, "You talk of our flag. Do you understand and accept it is inherently a Christian flag representing the Christian saints of England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland?" What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.